And here we are.
Round 4.
The fourth and final round. So there were 2 requests in the last round for different matches.
Oh, there were?
Yeah, one was to see if we had any storm decks out there. I scoured the tables high and low. Could not find a storm deck to put on camera. The other was for a match of Jake Valentine so we could troll him. So here you are.
Jake's playing Abzan Company.
Fun little deck.
Mike Farrell's playing Jund. Almost always plays Jund. Deep in the Jund.
It'll be interesting if he is on the Reduke list.
They're going to play this one fast and loose today, guys, just so you know.
Yeah.
We're going to try and keep you up to date on life totals, but...
So Farrell's going to go down to 17.
And Valentine's at 18.
So Mike Farrell, if he's on the read list, is much worse off than if he's running his stock list.
Yeah?
Which actually runs a Cletus in the main and another, I believe, in the board. Cletus is very good against half of this combo now. The new half, not so much. Although Cletus is just very good in general against decks with lots of creatures, and this company deck definitely qualifies.
Alright, so Jake's going to go way down.
Way down. So Jake's going
15.
to 15 to resolve this Vizier of Remedies.
Here comes the Scavenging Ooze.
Offering the trade question mark? There was no trade available. Eats the Birds of Paradise to go back up to 18. So Farrell's at 18. Jake takes 3.
Down to 12.
Yeah, Jake takes 3 and goes down to 12. Swing 2, Farrell down to 16. Finks puts Jake up to 14. Finks is pretty good here.
Yeah, this is quite solid. Oh, he's going to push the Vizier. That's an important play.
Yeah, pushing the Vizier at end of turn specifically is very important. So you can have 3 mana up now. You could use removal on the Finks. You can just swing into the Finks and threaten the activation. But then you get to activate the Finks, or activate your Scavenging Ooze to eat the Finks before the Persist trigger happens.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
Farrell taking another 3 damage here. Abrupt Decay, and then eat it when it persists. There you have it. Removal, so he'll gain a life.
Would you have spent the card there, or would you have offered to just do it without spending the card?
I don't think he blocks. I mean, it's an onboard trick.
Right, I mean, listen, I will 100% of the time give my opponent the option to act like an idiot.
I agree. I think Farrell is respecting Jake more than that, and
That might be a mistake.
that might be the biggest mistake Farrell's made all night.
Eternal Witness is strong here.
So Eternal Witness, Noble Hierarch. He had to take a damage to cast that Noble Hierarch.
Farrell is playing this match like a symphony.
Yeah.
He just has every possible card at every possible turn.
So Jake going down to 8 gets a basic Plains. Vizier with Kitchen Finks.
All shakes out to a life total of 9 for Jake.
So yeah, he's going to gain 2 off the Finks, but he's going to lose 1 to cast the Finks via Horizon Canopy. So Jake will be at 9. Let's see what Farrell can manage here. Ticks up Lily, discards a Scavenging Ooze.
The Maelstrom Pulse on the Vizier of Remedies.
Not ideal, but it definitely gets the job done here.
The Ooze is going to protect the Liliana for a turn. Oh, it's not. Wow, that's interesting.
Well, so if the Ooze protects the Liliana, then the Finks persists, and he gets to use the Gavany Township.
Oh, to take the counter off of it. That's interesting. But then he loses whatever card's in hand, so you have to judge the...
Oh, he had the other one. So now he needs a land to activate because he popped the Horizon Canopy. Lily down again. Noble
creatures.
Hierarch. What else we got?
And a Walking Ballista for 1.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
Stop that.
Another Lily. Plus Edict. So Jake goes to 7. No blocks here. It looks like he's going to be able to swing in for 1 at Lily and 2 at Farrell. So Farrell goes down to 12. Jake draws another creature.
This is quite the match. Is that a Blood Moon? Oh no, it's a Huntmaster of the Fells.
What? Looks nothing like Huntmaster. I don't even know what's going on
It's a
anymore.
checklist card that...
Right.
Farrell's been slow rolling that bad boy too, man. He's had it for several turns.
Well, he didn't get the 4th mana until last turn. It came into play tapped.
Right.
It's going to do a lot of work here. Here we go.
You bring up your Huntmaster of the Fells. This card lets you do a little bit of everything. It goes a little wide.
There we are.
Does a little damage on the flip side.
So you get 2/2 Wolf, gains 2 life. So the Wolf stays around even after he killed the Huntmaster itself. Eats it from Persistville. Farrell is at 15 now. Jake has seen enough. Too much value.
Too much. That's a Jund deck for you, though.
That's how they operate.
Triple Liliana is a little bit on the.
I don't think it's particularly good here.
It was on the outlier side of draws, though. You know what I mean? Like seeing 3 of any one card is
Sure, but
pretty
like
powerful.
it was an expensive Cruel Ultimate or Cruel Edict.
Yes, but what it did was it kept.
What'd it do? Tell me what it do.
What it do?
Tell me what it do.
What'd it do, boo? It kept the damage off of Farrell.
I don't think Farrell was in any danger of having damage matter.
All right.
He could have just started mono-eating creatures and had like a monster blocker. That, exactly. Gobbling him up. Gobbling him up. All right, so sideboards here. Farrell probably adjusts his 4-drop to bring in the second Kalitas.
Okay.
Jake is probably going to... I don't know how many paths he runs main, but probably bring an extra path.
I probably also wouldn't mind like a Khazali Pride Mage to try and... I mean, if Farrell has like a Leyline of the Void, that's a pretty bad news situation for Jake.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great. That's usually not the graveyard hate of choice out of Jund anymore, but that would be fine.
All right.
I mean, the Solid Pride Mage is going to hit most of the graveyard hate anyway. What would be interesting to see is if Farrell has a read here that Jake is all in on the Vizier because he recurred it with the Eternal Witness one time.
Sure.
Then Knight of Souls Betrayal becomes very good.
Oh, sure.
Oh my.
I never considered that.
So we'll see where that line of thought takes him.
I have not considered, how does Knight of Souls Betrayal, Vizier, and, well, I guess you can't have the interaction because Vizier's an X1.
Right. But with Malira, it's just if a counter would go on it, it's one less counter for the Vizier.
Okay, so the
And
counter
Malira,
never
you just
makes
can't
it
put
there.
counters on it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. I was thinking about with like a kitchen finks, like, you know, do you get the dead finks or what happens? But yeah, I would just have to.
You get a 2/1 Finks and a dead Vizier.
It's one of those situations where I'd have to read the cards. I'd have to have them in front of me with the rules text.
All right. So we have some shuffling to do here. But both decks have been presented. So hot modern action is just on the horizon.
Here we go.
Jake on the play this game. Being on the play for a deck with Birds of Paradise is a very big deal.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Throwing it back.
Being on the play when you have Birds of Paradise feels like a full time walk.
Oh, yeah. Especially if they don't have the bolt. Or the push, in this case.
Jake's going to look at 6 of them.
Got a company in hand, but only 2 land. I didn't see a birds.
I can give it a go.
Scry to the top is aggressive.
So maybe he's on the read. You know, most of these Jund decks take out their discard. So maybe he knows that he has some more time than he normally would. Okay, here's the push.
Fetch and Shock puts Farrell down to 17. Well worth it to get this Vizier off the table.
Absolutely, a cornerstone of the deck.
Third land and pass. This is aggressive. Jake going to 19.
Eternal Witness back the Vizier.
No fourth land. Inquisition is going to see double company. The jig is up. Farrell knows that his time is limited. If
and another Eternal Witness. So when Collecting Company first came out, there was, I mean, I saw a couple different streams of people playing these Eternal Witness Collecting Company decks.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Brian Kibler Collecting Company into Eternal Witness 3 times in one game and just still lose. Like, just, it didn't do anything beyond that.
Right, so it's a nice value engine. Like, it would be a sick pull in, like, Commander if you could, like, chain the Eternal Witnesses somehow.
Right.
But in Modern, like, you don't have that much time to dirtle around.
Alright, here is the Darkest of Confidants.
Bob has seen the battlefield.
This is going to be a big card engine, and here's Jake with the 4th land.
Representing a card engine of his own.
So if Mike Farrell's hand is mono removal, which we have to assume he hasn't really played that many, you know, active spells.
He's played nothing and liked it.
Collecting Companies are the kind of cards that you want to have to overcome that.
Right.
Because you're spending 4 mana for basically 6 mana worth of creatures. What you hope to be 6 mana worth of creatures.
So we have Jake at 15. I think Farrell's at 15 as well.
Okay, here it comes.
Let's spin the wheel.
It is 6 cards. I guess they've discovered that 6 cards is right where they want to be when looking at the top of your deck in Standard.
Farrell going to 13. I'm sorry, taking an additional one to go down to 12. Let's see the reveal here on Bob. 2. So Farrell goes to 10. Draws the Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze Bob is quickly becoming one of my favorite modern combinations here.
Yeah, a lot of synergy there. It's the kind of card. Scavenging Ooze is a card that is super important in this matchup.
Turn company. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, this is kind of a miss.
So we get the Witness. So we get to rebuy there. No, we don't.
Scavenging Ooze is going to say no, no, sir. No, no.
Not a great whiff. But he's got an... Oh, man. He drew the Druid.
Right.
The Druid is drawn.
The Devoted Druid.
So the Devoted Druid Vizier of Remedies combo is new, thanks to Vizier of Remedies. It will require that the Druid survives a turn. I don't know how many Druids he's running, but the fact that he drew it might be bad.
Okay.
So he can't end of turn court for it if it's the only Druid in his deck.
Right.
And I can't imagine a lot of Druids in this deck.
I could see 2. I could see 3. It does produce... Okay, so even if you don't have the combo, it produces 2 mana without dying the turn it, like, comes
Untaps.
online.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't think it's particularly good. But
I'm wondering if what Jake was supposed to do instead of getting this bird was to get a walking ballista to put in the graveyard so that he could try and get the walking ballista back at some point. I guess it wouldn't work with the Scavenging Ooze.
yeah, Ooze is just going to eat it up.
Because the real combo is once you have the infinite mana, you got to do something with it.
Right.
Walking ballista is pretty key there. So Jake passes.
The operative card to get here. Alright, so we're responding to the Terminate with a Devoted Druid, tapping out for this chord for 2.
What are we getting here?
A Selfless Spirit. Alright, so Jake's creature's indestructible until end of turn. Farrell's going to gain a life, lose 0 on the upkeep. How fortunate. How good would a Knight of Souls Betrayal be right here? Just the filthiest.
Yeah, it would be a pretty big bucket of filth. You want to get in with the Dark Confidant first.
Oh my. How much damage can we deal just by attacking here?
Talk about a card that's filthy. So this is Olivia Voldaren.
Absolutely filthy.
This card can deal 1 damage to any creature on the board for just 1 on a red. And she gets a +1/+1 counter for their trouble.
Interestingly, I think we've left up the Blood Crypt.
Yep.
I don't know if he's trying to represent a bolt here, maybe.
Alright, so Jake has Collected Company in hand. He's trying to decide whether or not cracking this Horizon Canopy is the right thing to do.
If you're going to do it, end of turn's the right time to do it. But
he needs to know whether he needs the mana or not.
Right, he's got E-Witness in hand. So he could E-Witness, get back Vizier, cast Vizier with the mana he has available now.
Right.
But if Mike has a removal spell, that doesn't matter. Response.
Okay, so he can... Okay.
Push.
He can only gain 1 mana here before the Vizier comes into play.
Well, he can technically get 2.
Sure.
He can get 3, I guess, if he wants it. Alright, so we have 2. And there we have it.
Duskwatch Recruiter, which plugs himself into an infinite mana combo very well.
So Farrell goes down to 9. What was the card for turn? I didn't get to see, but regardless, we've untapped with his Olivia Voldaren.
And this...
Things are going to get filthy.
Squirrely.
Filthy and squirrely.
So we can fire up a Raging Ravine and still have an Olivia activation left?
How about a 3-for-1? How about that? Goodness gracious.
So all the Eternal Witnesses are DED dead.
Gone. Just straight gone. Vizier gone for good. No more Eternal Witnesses. Let's send 5 in the air. 2 on the ground. Trade for a Bob.
Yeah, even better. Let's see what he's got.
Show me your moves. That land's not going to cut it. No shooting the bird in a turn.
Yeah, let's kill this bird. Let's attack. Yeah, I think this is gonna wrap it up.
So I think Jake's got a company in hand, so he's got a puncher's chance here.
Here we go. Gonna draw a card. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we get...
Not the worst.
Voice Finks. Finks puts him to 7. Eight, sorry.
No, just 7.
7. Oh, we wished it was a Siege Rhino.
Jake goes up to 7. So, this is interesting. So, what's interesting is, if he got just the Kitchen Finks, then he could have lived that turn.
Only if Farrell lets him move to blocks.
Well, no, because even if he pings it twice to kill it, it persists. He gains the 2 life, and they can still block.
Oh, interesting.
So, Jake could have lived another turn. Wouldn't have mattered because
Olivia Voldaren's a hell of a magic card.
Olivia Voldaren is one filthy broad.
You guys have been great tonight. Thanks for stopping by and joining us. I'm Feckless Taylor Gunn. This is Handsome John Douglas.
We're signing off for tonight. Smell you later.
hearts, everlasting in our eyes. Crimson judge with heavy hand, death shall come.